Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to pull out the essential knowledge on one topic and do it fast.
That's the plan.
Today, it's all about mastering the art of grilling steak right in your own backyard or, on your balcony grill.
Right. Think about it serving up a steak that's got that perfect deep brown crust. And inside, it's perfectly tender, juicy. It's a skill that definitely impresses people. A real upgrade to your cooking game.
It really is. And it seems simple, maybe. Steak, fire. But getting that true steakhouse result, well, that's where it gets interesting. It's kind of like a mix of science and art.
Exactly. And that's our mission for this deep dive. Give you the core know-how, the techniques you need to consistently grill steak that hits that perfect mark.
That beautiful sear, the perfectly cooked inside.
Yeah.
Every single time.
That's the goal.
Steak is just so iconic for grilling, isn't it? Such a core part of the whole history.
Absolutely. It has this fundamental appeal.
But getting it perfect, like
Yeah.
truly perfect, crisp out, juicy in that, really does boil down to getting the temperature right and using the right techniques.
Couldn't agree more. And actually, let's jump right into that because it really is the foundation. Temperature. Understanding heat, controlling it, measuring it, that's absolutely crucial.
Okay, temperature. So just winging it, going by feel, probably not the best path to consistency.
Well, experience helps, definitely. But for really predictable, repeatable results, a good meat thermometer, it's invaluable.
Takes the guesswork out.
Completely. It ensures you hit that target temperature. And there are pretty well-established temps for different levels of doneness.
All right, let's get those numbers. What are we aiming for?
Okay, so for rare, you're looking at about 125 degrees Fahrenheit internal temp.
125 for rare. Got it.
Medium rare, which, let's be honest, is kind of the sweet spot for a lot of people. That balance of tenderness and flavor, that's 135 degrees Fahrenheit.
135.
Then medium is 145. Medium, well, you're pushing up to 150. And well done, that's going to be 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And, these aren't just random numbers. Around 135 degrees Fahrenheit, for instance, the muscle fibers start to relax more, which gives you that tender bite in medium rare.
Okay, those are the key targets then. Lock those in. Now, knowing the temps is one thing, but actually doing it.
Yeah.
What are the must-know techniques for grilling?
Right. Let's start with something that sounds basic, but people often underdo it. Seasoning.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. But be generous. Really coat it evenly. It pulls out the natural flavor of the beef before it even hits the heat. You're basically setting the stage for deliciousness.
Don't be shy with the salt. Got it.
Fun.
No bland steaks. Okay, what's next after seasoning?
Preheating. You absolutely need to get that grill nice and hot before the steak goes on.
High heat?
Yep, high heat. That intensity is what creates that sear, that beautiful crust we were talking about.
And that's not just for looks, right?
Not at all. I mean, it looks great, adds texture, deepens the flavor, but it also helps lock in some of the juices, helps keep it moist inside.
Okay, high heat preheating. Essential. Now, I've heard about setting up the grill in different ways.
Yeah.
This two-zone method, what's the deal with that?
The two-zone method. Yeah, that's a real game changer, especially for thicker steaks.
How does it work?
You basically create two different heat zones on your grill. One side is direct heat right over the hot coals or burners. Intense heat.
Okay.
The other side is indirect heat. So no flames directly underneath. It's cooler over there. It gives you much better control.
Right. Direct and indirect. So how do you use those zones?
You start the steak over the direct high heat. Get that really nice sear on both sides. Develop that crust and color.
Okay. Sear first.
Then once you've got the sear you want, you move the steak over to the indirect heat side. And you let it finish cooking there more gently.
So it doesn't burn on the outside before the inside cooks.
Exactly. That's the common problem, right? Charred outside, raw inside. The two-zone method helps you avoid that completely. Sear hot, finish cooler.
That sounds like a much more controlled way to cook it. Smart.
Oh.
Okay, so steak hits the right temperature, comes off the grill. Now what? Just slice and eat.
Hold on. Don't skip this next step. Resting. It's so important, but so often overlooked.
Resting the steak. For how long?
Just for a few minutes. 5, maybe 10 for a thicker cut. Take it off the heat, put it on a cutting board or plate, and just let it sit. Don't touch it.
Why? What's happening when it rests?
Well, during grilling, all that intense heat forces the juices towards the center of the steak.
Okay.
If you slice into it right away, boom, all those juices just spill out onto the board.
Leaving the steak dry.
Leaving the steak dry and less flavorful. Resting lets those juices relax and redistribute back through the meat fibers evenly. Makes a huge difference in tenderness and flavor.
A little patience pays off in juiciness.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so we've got seasoning, heat, 2 zones, resting. What about adding more flavor beyond salt and pepper?
Oh yeah, lots you can do here. This is where you can really play around. Marinating is a classic.
Yeah.
You can infuse all sorts of flavors, herbs, spices, garlic, maybe some acid like vinegar or citrus juice, which can also tenderize a bit.
Okay.
And then compound butters. Super easy, super delicious.
Like garlic butter.
Exactly. Garlic or butter is fantastic. You just mix softened butter with minced garlic, chopped herbs, maybe some salt and pepper. Then you put a slice on the steak while it's resting.
Oh, so it melts all over it.
Melts right in, adds this amazing richness and aroma right at the end. Really elevates it.
Okay, my mouth is watering now. Garlic herb butter.
Mm.
Noted. So those are the core techniques. Anything a bit more advanced? Maybe less common.
Definitely. If you want to get a little more technical, reverse searing is a really popular method these days.
Reverse searing. Sounds backwards. How does that work?
It kind of is. Instead of searing first, you cook the steak low and slow first, either in a low oven, like 225, 250 degrees Fahrenheit, or on the indirect side of your grill.
Okay. Low heat first.
Right. You cook it gently until it's about 10 degrees below your final target temperature. So if you want 135 medium rare, you pull it around 125.
And then you sear it.
Then you get your grill or maybe a cast iron pan screaming hot, and you sear the steak really fast, just like a minute or two per side, just to get that amazing crust.
Huh. What's the advantage of doing it that way?
The big advantage is incredibly even cooking. You get edge-to-edge, perfect doneness, much less of that overcooked gray band just under the crust.
Ah, I know that gray band.
Right. Reverse searing minimizes that. And you still get a fantastic crust because the surface is a bit drier after the low temp cooking, so it sears really efficiently.
Interesting. So more even cooking, great crust. Sounds like one for the perfectionists. Any other flavor tricks up your sleeve?
Well, if you like smoky flavor,
Yeah.
you can add wood chips to your grill, like hickory or mesquite chunks or chips. Just soak them, then add them to the coals, or in a smoker box on a gas grill.
And that infuses the steak with smoke.
Exactly. It adds this whole other layer of complexity. That smoky flavor just pairs beautifully with beef. It's fantastic.
Smoky steak.
Ah.
Wow. Okay, there's clearly a lot more to this than meets the eye. When we think about people who really mastered this stuff, any names stand out? Who are the grilling gurus?
Oh, absolutely. You got to mention Stephen Rachlin.
Ah, yeah, I know that name.
Yeah.
Barbecue University.
That's him. He's like the ultimate grilling authority. His books are encyclopedic. His shows are great. He really emphasizes technique and, crucially, temperature control. He's taught so many people how to grill better.
A true grilling legend. Anyone else?
Aaron Franklin comes to mind. Maybe more famous for brisket.
Franklin Barbecue in Austin. Legend.
He's very same. But his whole philosophy, his deep understanding of meat, how to select it, how to prepare it meticulously, that dedication applies just as much to grilling a steak as it does to smoking a brisket. He's all about the details.
Right, learning from the masters. Okay, before we wrap this up, got any quirky grilling facts for us? Something interesting about the science or history?
Sure. You know that amazing brown crust we keep talking about?
Yeah.
That's mostly thanks to something called the Maillard reaction.
Maillard. Sounds fancy.
It's basically a complex chemical reaction. Happens between amino acids and sugars in the meat when they hit high heat. It creates hundreds of different flavor compounds. That's where all that delicious, roasty, savory flavor comes from. It's science magic.
The Maillard reaction. Cool. So that's why searing is so important for flavor.
Exactly. Any other weird facts? How about the biggest steak ever grilled?
Oh, how big are we talking?
The record is like over 3,000 pounds.
3,000 pounds.
Yep. Imagine the size of that grill.
Wow. Okay. That definitely puts my weekend grilling into perspective. So, all right, bringing this all together, what's the main thing you want people to take away from this deep dive? The key to better steak drilling at home?
I think the biggest thing is realizing it's about balance. It's balancing temperature and using that thermometer with technique, like the 2-zone method, and timing, like letting it rest.
Temp, technique, timing.
Right. It might sound like a lot at first, but once you understand those core ideas and practice a bit, anyone can seriously improve their steaks. It's totally achievable.
So maybe the final thought for you as you head out to your grill is this. Perhaps the perfect technique isn't some rigid formula. Maybe it's the one that works best for you, with your grill, getting the steak exactly how you love it.
That's a great way to put it. The real art might be in figuring out your own perfect method through a bit of tasty experimentation.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for exploring this with us. Until the next deep dive.